Monolith, keep on bringing the goods. I can never say that enough time because even though Xenoblade is like, what, a couple of months out from this point, I still salivate at every single tidbit they bring out. And you guys probably too. That's why you're watching the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to Monolith News, Xenoblade News, Drip Feeds, because we really need to come up with a name for this actual format we're doing.
Yeah, I don't even know what to call this video we're doing now.
Well, I'd say attack analysis. I suppose so. I guess I could call it Xenoblade breaking Xenoblade news, but I digress. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Yep, Monolith have dropped one more tidbit of information with a video included. And because of digging, because of internet, because that's what they always do, we now actually have sort of a more in-depth look of how combat works, both from an official standpoint as well as from people with eagle eyes like us. But anyway, let's get into the official part first, and then we'll go from there. So, Monolith has put up another tweet saying, in battle, it will attack automatically except for the operating characters. When there are many enemies, it is recommended to switch targets and destroy them one by one. So, as people would imagine, this is the ability to switch targets and switch enemy priorities on the fly. You know, that's not new for Xenoblade. Granted, Xenoblade X made it a little bit tedious, but hey, that's just one man's opinion. Anyway though, let's watch the official clip, and then we'll analyse it from there. There's not much to get into there, but this for me brings up a little bit of a question, and I'll get into that. So now, as we can see here, the zoom in is simply to say, hey, this is the current guy you're attacking. A quick switch just to another. Again, nothing brand new there. However, it does make me curious on why the official tweet recommends you go from one enemy to the other. And this is just, again, my personal opinion, if you've got an enemy that's toppled, you know, that's pretty much the opportune time to deal major damage and take him out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just an easy kill you're avoiding. Of course, we get a little bit more insight on how enemy attacks, the buffing circles, the healing circles, and if you look in the background here, we get two pieces of info here. One, there seems to be skeeters or flyers in the background, so again, recurring enemy. But if I were to scroll back the clip just a little bit here, you probably notice, unless I'm seeing it wrong, let's see. Yeah, sure, it's really hard to see during pauses, but if you look at the flyers and their lack of animation, that enforces that the Switch is running limited resources as far as things go in the background. Again, nothing groundbreaking, but it is nice to see that it is in effect.
The level things are sparkling as well. Like, if you look at the level numbers, like that level 11 right there to the left, it's sparkling.
That is indeed. I wonder why. Do you have a... Oh, you... And there could be a sign of a unique monster. So, if that is the case, then hey, another visual appeal. You know,
or maybe it's a shiny.
a shiny enemy which you can't catch. Okay. But again, no, we're learning more each and every time we watch these clips, so I'm just really glad that we're here to finalize it. Now, let's get into something the internet has dug up and something I want to comment on. Now, of course, I will stress this is not official, this is simply speculative from our standpoint as well as the internet. Sorry, this clip right here, courtesy of the Xenoblade Reddit, and it's verbatim. Keys and have their own art palette symbols. Keys have round palettes and Agnes square symbols. The keys and symbols also work differently. Keys' round symbols will recharge like Xenoblade 1 automatically. The Agnes square symbols will recharge of auto attacks in like in X2. And we get Art Fusion. You can play as two styles at the same time. If you play as Keys, your right side would be rounded and the left side would be square. If you play as Agnes, your right would be square and left rounded. If you want to trade Fusion styles, you'll need to play both styles. A translation, we have spoke to an end on how this game will be a mix of Xenoblade 1 and 2 in many, many ways. And it would appear it is the same in the combat. And this is just an image, courtesy of the Xenoblade Reddit as well. And they do have a point. Because if we see here, especially on the bottom image per se, we see that they do have square palettes here and how they switch on both images. So indicating this is one side and the second image is when you are playing as the other side, as in Keys and Agnes. So I really hope that this is true and we get an amalgamation of all Xenoblades.
Yeah, because that reeks of Torna.
Yeah, it definitely does hammer home the point that this is a mix of both games. I think it's too late for Monolith to shy away from the comparisons at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Xenoblade 3 at this point is the message that Monolith is giving out is, we know you get the idea, but how is it all gonna come together?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's different to how Monolith has portrayed Xenoblade, at least in the past games. It's all been like basic premise of adventure, but then it does twists and turns as the game goes on. Here, with Xenoblade 3, both in its initial release and marketing, we know there's a twist, but how is it all gonna pan out?
Mm-hmm.
So, the only thing left to do is just say, a mix of combats? Yes, please. Monolith has said from the very start that they have wanted to experiment with combat of each game they do, and they learn from everyone's reactions from respective games. So, hopefully this is them finding a middle ground between all of them. But hey, that's just one person's opinion. So guys, I think that's going to be it for this particular episode of Xenoblade Drip Feeds. What's your opinion? Are you happy about the mix mechanics? Are you thinking it's a bit much? Let us know in the comments, and as always, if you want to stay on top of Xenoblade news, releases, or news tidbits, or just want updates on our opinions as the game progresses to come out, let us know, and by all means, like the video, subscribe for the jargon.
It's gonna be a big learning curve for sure.
And you will see us play it. Not necessarily on release date, maybe a little bit earlier. Ooh, tease. See you then, guys. Thanks for watching.